Hi guys, I'm Kay Smith and welcome back to Outlier, where we share inspiring stories of ordinary people doing extraordinary things outside of their comfort zone in a bid to help other outliers and entrepreneurs do the same. In today's episode, we will discuss the key takeaway from Ryan Irvine's Mantaray Island Resort episode and talk about how to create a vision for your business, which includes a meditation. Hi, Andrew. Welcome again to the podcast. How are you today?
Great to be here as always, Kay. Looking forward to this one.
Yeah, Ryan's was a really great episode of somebody that really just went out there and literally built a resort with his bare hands, which is pretty amazing.
Absolutely. Obviously, guys, if you haven't seen it yet, you can watch it here. We've got the link for you here. But essentially, it's about backpacking around the world as a young 25-year-old. Ryan Irvine knew he had a deep passion for traveling and for the water. With this passion for the traveler's life in his heart, but no money in his pockets, Ryan knew he wanted to set up his own resort, but had no idea how to make it happen. And as fate would have it, 72 kilometers north of the Fijian mainland, or Nandi, the capital, actually, no, it's not the capital, Suva's the capital, Ryan and his then girlfriend Tina stumbled upon what was to become one of the world's iconic outlier locations, and serendipitously, one of the only places in the world that humans can swim with manta rays. Starting from scratch and building everything with their bare hands, as Kay mentioned, to now owning one of the world's most sought after 3-star or 5 coconut resorts, Ryan's is an amazing story.
Oh yeah, I really enjoyed watching this story and just, as I say, seeing how, especially being so young as well, and just traveling the world and then seeing an opportunity and just taking it on and just saying yes and just finding ways to make it happen. Like the story that he shares of even floating the logs along on the water, not even knowing if he was going to get the materials to build the resort from the boat to the shore. It's amazing.
Yeah, an amazing story. Minimal money behind them, just a passion for the water, for the traveling, for Fiji, and I guess innocence, you know. So it's a really good thing, Kay. We usually talk about our 3 or 4 key takeaways or learnings. Today, we're going to talk about 6 that I've come up with. But also we want to really do a meditation around business vision, because this is really the take-home theme from Ryan's episode from me, because he essentially started with nothing and has created something incredible. So one thing I do want to mention is we've got a free meditation, or our Unleash Your Inner Outlier lesson, that we're going to give you at the end, if you stick around to the end. So it's going to reinforce the meditation element that you can use at any time for effectively the rest of your life, if you want to be able to tune into your own business vision.
Yeah, amazing. So for the 6 key takeaways that you have, so the first that you want to talk about is his ability, his passions, combining his passions and turning it into his vision.
Yeah, so it sounds familiar, doesn't it, Kay? We talk about it every single week. Every single outlier, their business starts with their passion. So in Ryan's case, water was a massive one. He loves surfing, he loves foiling, he loves kiteboarding, loves diving, loves fishing, loves everything to do with the water, loves traveling. So the whole story was around, he was traveling the world with Tina, and they were looking for a destination to start something. They didn't know what it was, but it was going to be related to travel. They were backpacking at the time. So when it came to setting up their own backpackers, it kind of made sense because they already had experience in that realm by doing it themselves. And then once they got to Fiji, they realized what an incredible place, and they realized that was the place they wanted to turn it into. So again, we talk about when we combine our passions with our talents, we provide the most value. In Ryan's case, it was water, travel, and Fiji. So for the viewers out there, the learning there is tune into yourself, identify your own passions, and then when you apply it to your talents, which is a profiling tool we mentioned in another episode, you provide the most value. And then obviously that's going to be a good starting point for you to start creating the vision for what it is that you want to create as a business.
So, and it also leads back to what we were doing last week as well, when we were tuning into our purpose and what we were looking for in terms of the meditation we did then. It's a similar vein to that as well.
Yeah, it's a really good point. Like, purpose is the deeper meaning or why behind the vision. Like, if you look at, there's just so many key elements, right? When you're creating a business, it's passion is a big one, purpose and vision. So purpose is like the why. Why do I want to do this? Or what is the outcome it's going to give me once I achieve it? And then vision is like what you actually see before you see it. So it's like the internal seeing of what eventually becomes, in Ryan's case, a resort. And that's what they're trying to achieve. But obviously too, with Ryan's story, you have to evolve it as you go. It's not like there's a fixed vision and that's what I'm going to achieve. Because originally they started as wanting to have the natural Fijian experience and grass bures, whereas it's certainly not that anymore, right? So their vision evolves. It's an evolutionary process, but essentially it's starting something from nothing to something. And again, in Ryan's case, it stemmed from his passions for the water, travel, Fiji, but it's also a blank canvas. So it's like you're the artist, you get to create whatever you want. What do you want to create? And then turn it into a visual reference and design it how you want it to be. And again, that's what Ryan and Tina did with Mantaray.
That's a really good point that you make as well, because like you said, the original vision as backpackers, however many years ago it was, like 20 something years ago, was like these grass berets, or like, I guess in other terms, like a bamboo huts, would they be in other way to look at
Yeah, I
it?
guess so. And obviously just with the Fijian grass or flax is just what makes the walls on that. So absolutely.
So really, like just like very basic accommodation, backpacker style accommodation. But now that resort has developed into something else. It's, very, very nice rooms, more luxurious, still keep in mind with their target. But that's not what the original vision that they had in the beginning. They didn't envision having this beautiful resort as it was. It was simply, we want a backpacker resort that people can afford on the island, in Fiji, where people can swim in manta rays and do sports.
Yeah, well, the funny thing was that's probably what they wanted at the time as well. So as they evolved and got older, and also the market, they really observed the market and how that was changing, how flights were getting more expensive and backpackers weren't traveling as much. So, but they noticed that the family market was, or the couples market. So they just evolved the vision to meet the market. But again, you look at the start, right? We always talk about this, try and create a business for your market. But in the same time, you've still got to be passionate. Even if there's a market, but you're not passionate about it, it's not going to last long. So it's always very important for me to ensure passion first, market second, so that you do get longevity. So, we talk about passion so much, and Ryan talks about it. He says, when you are so passionate about something, you don't think about how big a task it is every day. Like, obviously for them, they built it from scratch, right? So every day they just woke up excited to make it happen. And in Ryan and Tina's case, they dug every hole by hand and they carried every large pole, and you can see it in the episode, from the beach or even off the beach. They floated them in, as Kay mentioned earlier, off the barge, hoping they'd float because they didn't know if they would or not, onto the beach. Then they carried them. And when you get to Mantaray, it's pretty much on the beach and then it goes up the hill straight away. They carried them up the hill. So, and it's quite a large area to be carrying things by hand. And these poles are massive, right? They go the height of a normal house. So again, without passion, if you didn't have that passion, you wouldn't be waking up every day going, yay, I can't wait to get more poles, holes dug and poles into the holes. You'd be like, oh no, I've got to do this again. So I can't stress it enough. We've talked about the first point is passion. The second point is vision. The third point is passion again, or the power of it. So, we just can't stress it enough.
Definitely. And I really like the part in his story as well, where you look at the kitchen that they had from his photos. It's just a little table with some pots and pans. And then tents, which they said they even stopped using eventually because they kept blowing away. So they were just sleeping in the nature. I mean, that really is being passionate about what you want to do. It's doing anything and everything to achieve it.
Yeah, talk about resilience, right? And probably passionate resilience. They they put the huts up, or the tarpaulins or whatever, in the tents. Didn't last long, and they preferred to sleep under the trees like the locals anyway. So that was awesome. And that kind of, that evolution for them, and wanting to connect more with nature and the Fijian culture as well, sort of leads me to point 4, which is the importance of making sure that your business or your product or your service matches some key requirements of your customer. So what do I mean by that is, like, if you think about Mantaray Island, one of the keys for them was it's 72 k's off the mainland, right? And it's a long way away. It's in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, effectively. So a big one for them was accessibility from the mainland. So can people even get here? Because if they couldn't, and luckily they can, because South Sea Cruises started an island drop, I guess, or a ferry drop a year or so before they created Mantaray. If they hadn't done that, it possibly still wouldn't be accessible other than by private yacht or private charter, or even the seaplanes that come in as well. Pacific Island Air, I think it is, that run the seaplanes. The other thing they've got perfect for them is a house reef directly in front of the beach, and on the beach is the bar, right? So you can literally be playing beach volleyball on the beach or swimming and getting a few beers, which we've done a few times, straight into the reef where you can snorkel and dive, and you can get your certification, etc., for diving, your PADI certification, and you're swimming with sharks, reef fish. Often the Mantaray will swim down the channel as well, and then further up is the Mantaray. So when they first got there, the locals were talking about the stingrays that were up in the channel, and they turned out to be Mantarays, which is what makes Mantaray Island unique, is it's one of the only places in the world that you can swim with them. So the lesson in this is make sure your business has some key elements that support you and that allow you to stand out in your market. So what they had was accessibility through the ferry system. They had the reef, which was like a bonus, like, who comes to an island, all of a sudden they got their own reef. And luckily in Fiji, most of them do. But then the Mantarays is what really has, I guess, made them unique. So if you can do that in your own business with, some key things, and I don't know what they are because every business is different, but it's certainly going to help differentiate you from so many others.
Yeah, and I think also what helped them as well is that, I guess at that time, to go to Fiji and to swim or dive with the manta rays, you had to go and stay at, a very luxurious resort, then pay quite a lot of fees to go on a dive boat, to get taken to these channels. So the costs of doing these things were quite high, which only, targeted a certain market. Whereas with Tina and Ryan, they're like, oh, actually, well, backpacking was really popular right in that time. So now they've got a whole market, just opened it up to say it's accessible to everybody.
Yeah, well, it's really interesting to me when I go there. The fact that they were backpackers really kind of fits that whole snorkeling then with Mantaray thing. It's like backpackers seem to be a bit more adventurous. So it's just a really good combination. And it kind of, again, the segue, I guess, to the fifth point is the power of progress and adaptability when it comes to your vision. And we talked about this earlier, Kay, with Mantaray. They originally started thinking they were just going to build grass bures so that tourists could live like the local Fijians. But that wasn't sustainable. So they focused more on being a backpackers. And then with the tourism changes that we mentioned, the flights and cost of traveling, etc., they're now becoming more of an eco resort for couples and families. So again, with business, you've got to look at your market, your industry, the economy, and the environment that surrounds you. And if it's changing, then look at how you can change with it. I know that sounds kind of normal or natural, but some people do resist change and they wonder why things aren't progressing as much as they could be.
Yeah, exactly. Because if they'd have started straight away with an eco family-based resort, they might have not even got the success that they received today.
Well, exactly. They probably didn't have the market at the time, right? And then also the families it's a bit adventurous to swim with manta rays back in the day. Whereas now it's kind of cool, right? Because you're seeing that sort of stuff more often for people in today's society. They want to get out and be more adventurous because of the lives they live in the cities and stuff. So again, adaptability was very powerful there. And Kay, again, I'm going to jump ahead because I really want to get into this meditation to help the outliers and the entrepreneurs there. But Ryan's biggest point 6 or lesson 6, and Ryan talks about this, is some of the biggest battles that you have when creating your vision will become some of the greatest times, learnings, or lessons of your life. So if you're umming and ahhing about starting a business or a cause or doing something you're passionate about, just get off the phone and do it, as Ryan would say.
Yeah, I love that. Really, and you know, he can really see the progression from not having that technology to having that technology, and how it does help his business, but also how it holds people back.
Yeah, he talks a lot about that. And I know Ryan, he loves a good bit of social media, and obviously helps the business because he gets to showcase it, but he also understands in reverse. If he'd had his phone 20 years ago, he wouldn't have been building a resort by hand. You know, he would have been distracted like most people are these days, and shoulda, coulda, woulda-ing whether they should do something or not, rather than just getting into it and doing it. So, Kay, shall we get into the meditation?
Yes, I'm looking forward to this. Let's do it.
Okay, so the meditation today is on your business vision, or your let's call it cause, and what it's going to look like, right? So you may have lack of clarity and direction around that right now. This meditation is designed, and it's part of our Unleash Your Inner Outlier program as well, to help you unleash that so it becomes a lot clearer to you. Now, Kay, last week we did a meditation on purpose. If you haven't seen that one, guys, you can watch that here as well. I'll put a link here for you. Kay's homework was literally, she unleashed her purpose around wanting to be in the community more. How's that been going for you, Kay, since we spoke?
Yeah, thanks for asking. I've really started to put it into practice, being mindful of it. I mean, I haven't started any community groups or anything like this, but just being more open to having conversations, to meeting people, to asking questions about what people are about, and seeing if we resonate with each other and connecting. So there's definitely progress, and it's, yeah, like I say, it's really opened me up to making my personal community wider.
Cool. And how do you feel about it? That's the main thing.
I feel great. Yeah, I've met some very interesting people, had some really wonderful conversations. And normally, where I might, when I'm working, maybe normally I go and hide in an office. I'm actually sat down in a cafe surrounded by a lot of people that I wouldn't normally do. So I'm surrounded by people and just jumping in conversations where it's appropriate, and helping people and giving advice or whatever, or getting advice. So it's been really good. I feel good.
Fantastic. So it's evolving, right? It hasn't given you a destination or a straight answer yet, but it's evolving and it's coming. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. It's a step-by-step progress. Every day is a progression. Definitely.
Perfect. So we're going to apply the similar process we did last time to this time, but I'm going to ask you different questions around more vision related outcomes.
Okay, great.
Okay, so I'm going to use you as the conduit. I'm going to educate the viewers as we go, as well as guide you through it. So I know it's usually, guys, as the viewers, I wouldn't talk as much as I will in this. And so sometimes all the talking can affect your outcome, or in this case, Kay's outcome. But I'm doing it more to educate you guys or help you guys. But if you want the proper meditation, as we mentioned, you can go to the Unleash Your Inner Outlier free lesson, which I'll put a link below that. And if you want lifetime access to multiple meditations that'll help you unleash your inner outlier, it'll help you live your outlier life on a day-to-day basis. It'll help you remove any resistance, like limiting thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and behaviors. I'll put a link below too for our Unleash Your Inner Outlier program. So, Kay, let's get into it, hey?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so as always, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to take 5 deep breaths. The reason we do that is so that you start to go internal. That's the closing the eyes part. The 5 deep breaths is to start to relax you and calm you down and tune you into your subconscious. Now, our belief at Outlier is that there's a part of us that knows everything, and we will always be given the information to us when we need it or when we really want it. So that's why we're tuning in. So Kay already has the ideal vision. We believe it already exists. It's one of our philosophies. And now all we're doing is tuning into it and listening to what it has to say to us. So Kay, if I was to ask you, if you were to tune into your ideal, let's call it your outlier vision, where is it in your body, in the room, or outside of the room right now? And just tune into the first thing that comes to mind.
Actually, interestingly, normally I feel in my chest or my throat, but for this time I feel it very much in my third eye, my head area.
Awesome. So guys, what we're going to do, Kay, I'm going to get you to tune all your attention to the third eye. I'm going to get you to take all your breath now. And this isn't how it like actually physically works, but I want you to assume that it's going to your third eye. So we're giving our breath energy to our third eye energy. And that's all I want you to focus on, right? And I want you to answer these questions for me. What shape is it in your third eye right now that you can feel? First thing that comes to mind.
Diamond.
Diamond. What size is it?
Medium size.
Yeah, and medium is what you know what that means, and that's cool. What color is it?
Blue.
Nice. So a nice medium blue diamond. What temperature?
Just room temperature. And
yeah, so lukewarm. And then texture.
Smooth.
Awesome. So all we're doing, guys, is just making sure she's now zoning into this area. And I want you to take a deep breath into that area for me, Kay. Continue to do that. And I want you to tell me the feeling associated. This is the most important part. The feeling or emotion. And that will literally take 3 seconds. It'll tell you.
The words that came immediately was powerful.
Okay, awesome. So what I want you to do is try to bring that feeling on as much as you can. So breathe into this area and feel as powerful as you can. So really try to bring it on, right? On a scale of 0 to 10, if 10 was the most powerful you could feel, what would it be?
Probably a 5.
Cool. So I want you to bring it on even more, okay? And I'll ask you irregularly, but that's your intention, okay?
Okay.
So as you do that, I want you to tell me, when you tune into this blue diamond in the third eye area, can you see a scene or an image that represents your outlier vision? First thing that comes to mind.
The first thing actually is that this diamond's bigger. It's almost like taken over and I'm inside of it.
Awesome. So it's moving. Guys, if it's moving, it means progress in some form. So that's fantastic. Scale of 0 to 10. It was 5. What is it now?
I'd say an 8.
Brilliant. So what's the feeling now? Is it powerful or is it shifted?
The feeling is excitement.
Cool. So we got powerful and excited, right? So again, now we feel excited. Bring that one on, excitement. Bring it on as much as you can. Can you feel it?
Yeah, I'm almost about to explode, actually.
Brilliant. So allow, if you have to explode, allow it, right? And even if that's just metaphysically, just surrender to what's going on. Now, the next question is, can you see anybody with you in your outlier vision?
Many people.
Okay, any specifics other than many?
No, there seems to be, I see a beach, and on that beach is just many, many, many people. Like a sea of people.
Fantastic.
And I feel like these are people that I'm helping.
Brilliant. So how does it feel? This is important. You see the visual reference, and I'll tell you why this is important in a sec, and you have the feeling reference. What is the feeling?
The feeling is, I can't think of the word of the feeling. It feels great, and it just feels achievement. I don't know what's the word that would describe achievement for feeling.
Yeah, so we've got powerful, excitement, and achievement now. Great feelings, right? So we have a philosophy. Kay, I just want you to tune into that and probably not listen to what I'm saying. Okay, I don't want to pull you out of this, but for the viewer's sake, we've got a philosophy, guys, that your ideal outlier reality already exists, right? And the fastest way to achieve it is to see it in your mind with absolute clarity. So in Kay's case at the moment, it's a blue diamond, but it's also now shifted to the beach, helping people or making a difference to people on the beach. And there's lots of people. Okay, so you start to go with that. So you see that in your mind, there's the clarity, and feel it in your body with absolute certainty, right? So in her case, it's powerful, excitement. And what was the third feeling, Kay? Achievement. So how we feel it with absolute certainty is just tune into those feelings. And that's the fastest way for it to show up. And we'll talk about how that works later on. So, Kay, can you see what you're doing in your dream, in your ideal vision, your outlier vision?
At the moment, it feels like it's a celebration of helping people to become, I don't know, better versions of themselves, or to clear something within themselves. It just feels like it's an individual thing, but it just feels like everybody has some, just feels relaxed. People feel at ease. That's what I'm feeling. Everyone just feels happy.
Yeah. And again, how does it make you feel?
I've played a role in that, whatever that looks. It feels really good. It feels really good.
So keep feeling it, keep breathing into it for me. Is it shifted from up here to somewhere else, or is it still up there in the third eye?
It's still there, but also in my chest area too.
Nice. So what I want you to do now, if it moves and it's like in two areas, just channel the energy between the two. All right, like a cylinder, you're just breathing in and coming down to that chest, up and in. So you're just servicing that both areas with that fresh new oxygen. Okay, are you still at the beach?
Yes.
Yeah. So I want you to feel as if it's happening right now for me, okay? This is really important, guys. It's not in the future, it's not in the past, it's now. See it now, feel it now. Really important because it actually does exist right now, and that's quantum physics. We'll talk about that again shortly. Okay, can you describe who you are being in this dream or this outlier vision?
Somebody that is part of a conference or a retreat of some kind. And it's the vision seems to be like it's the final day of this, and so there's like a celebration about it, but it seems to be I'm part of a team.
How does it feel?
Good, because I feel that I'm in the right place with the right people, the great team, like everything feels like it's in place.
Perfect. So I want you to replay the scene in your head and try to feel it as if it was happening right now for me, as magnified as you possibly can.
So it's more clarity in that I'm part of this organization, which I really enjoy doing, like organizing and supporting, making sure that this event's running smoothly, but also helping people to enhance themselves, I guess. So that feels really good. I really enjoy that feeling.
Brilliant. So usually, Kay, what we would do is we'd go around this a few times to really reinforce the feelings, right? And the vision, because sometimes more stuff will come to you. And maybe after this podcast, you could carry it on. And I highly recommend to everyone to write it down. So effectively, what did you see? Where were you? What were you doing? Who were you with? All of those questions, you just write them out again. And again, as I mentioned, in our Unleash Your Inner Outlier program, we have that for you at the end of every meditation. Ask you those questions. You can stop the recording and write the answers, okay? So, Kay, again, I just want you to take a nice deep breath in, and I want you to feel this vision. All right, let's just tell me the feelings again for me.
Ease, happiness, joy, excitement, achievement, success. Actually, it feels very successful.
Okay, breathe into all of those feelings. Where is there any specific location now, or is it the same as before?
In my body, it feels in my throat.
Cool, so it's shifted again. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to ask your inner self what is the first thing I need to do in my physical world that'll allow my outlier vision to manifest? What's the first thing that comes to mind? Usually takes 3 seconds maximum.
Randomly, fitness comes into my mind.
Awesome. So tell me let's ask that magical, powerful inner creator part of you, let's ask the next step. So it's related to fitness, but give me something more specific. What do I need to do next in order to make this outlier vision a reality?
I believe that what I feel it is because I've been out of touch in my physical health recently. Mm-hmm. And I feel this has been hindering me a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I think getting out there and improving my physical activity, my physical fitness will then, put me in the right place and make me have the right feeling of getting up early and being active and being motivated. I feel this is a part. So it's interesting. I feel this has been part of missing in me right now.
Awesome. So what's a real trip here, right? If you go to a normal business coach or someone that's trying to help you with your business vision, they're going to talk about all the head stuff, right? We're saying we're creating a business vision here, and through facilitating out of Kay, her body is telling her, I need to get back into fitness. And so part of the mind's going to want to say, how does that relate to a business vision? Trust it. It's leading you to the outcome or your ideal business vision or the outcome of it, the reality of it, right? Sounds a bit trippy, but trust me, if you honor it and you action it, it will then give you the next step and then the next step and then the next step on how to manifest this business vision. And even if they don't seem like they relate at the time, again, trust it, take action on it, and I promise you, you're one step ahead of manifesting your ideal vision. Okay, so Kay, what I want you to do again, where are you feeling it?
More in my throat now.
Cool. All your attention goes there, all your breath goes there. And I want you to feel these amazing feelings as you see this on the beach, hanging with people after an event. It's literally like everyone's celebrating all the achievements, all the success, etc. that everyone's had, all the alignment, all like-minded people. I want you to see it and I want you to feel it as much as you can, okay? And tell me when your throat is full with the energy of it. Nice deep breaths.
Okay.
Okay, now I want you to fill your body with it. So let it dissipate out or radiate out throughout your whole body as you feel this outlier life even more. And tell me when that is there.
Okay.
Okay, I want you to fill your room with this energy. And for the viewer's sake, the reason we're doing this, we're trying to really expand out our vibration to match externally in the universe. When it matches in the universe, it turns up for us. Things start to happen in our physical reality. All right. And we talk about our second philosophy at Outlier is that your external reality is a reflection of your internal. So if you're not happy with your external, change the internal. Well, this is exactly what we're doing with Kay. We're resonating or radiating out these feelings to the universe to help then attract back to us these same feelings in the physical realm. So, Kay, now I want you to fill the whole house with these feelings. And I really want you to feel them, right? So bring it on. Nice deep breaths, radiate it out into the whole house.
Okay.
All right. Out into the whole city or town. Just surrender to it. Like as if you're in a pool lying on your back and you're just basking in this feeling or these feelings, this amazing business vision. And now your whole country, just see it as if you're above planet Earth and you can see your country and it's just, you can see the energy radiating out through the entire country. And now the whole planet. Nice deep breath. And now send it out through the universe, infinite, out into the universe. Whatever that means for you, just project it out there and bask in the feelings. And take a nice deep breath and continue to feel it as much as you can. And now bring it back into your heart. And take another deep breath. And I want you to feel it as much as you can. Feel it even more. And 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 even more. Just bask in the feeling. Take 3 more deep breaths for me. As you feel these incredible feelings of power, of excitement, of achievement, of success, as you achieve your ideal outlier vision. Whatever that means for you. And you've already seen what it looks like. Okay. I want you to take 1 more deep breath for me. I'll just close my notes. Okay, open your eyes and tell me how you feel.
I feel amazing. That was the best one we've done yet, Andrew. That was really great.
So tell me how you feel.
I just feel pumped. I feel excited. I feel like I want to go and have a workout.
Awesome. So that homework is the workout, right? That's the next step. But what I want you to do is a quick recap of the vision you've seen so far and how it feels. And then I want you to share with the viewers what you've learned about yourself by doing this process.
For me, it was because we were looking at the end goal and the vision, it was already stepping into those feelings of success and achievement and seeing that vision of all those people being happy and being helped and being supported. And I had a part in that. Felt like I've succeeded at life. There's something about, I've got success in doing something that I love to do and I'm passionate about. And so straight away, those feelings just then got bigger and bigger and bigger as you were guiding me through that. And it was interesting to feel them move in different places, especially when it was in my heart at the end. It was like, it was very big and expansive.
Very cool. So if you look at the vision itself and you were to give a visual representation of it right now, that so literally for the viewer's sake, you could draw a picture of it or create a video of it or like a vision board or a mind movie or whatever. What did you see? And we know what you saw, but we want you to just recap it for your own sake.
Okay. Yeah, it was at first it was almost like I was coming in with a drone onto a beach and there was loads of people, you know, a tropical beach with some palm trees in the background, white sand, and there was a lot of people on the beach. And as I got closer and closer, it seemed to be an event with a stage. And yeah, it felt like it was the end of this event and everyone was celebrating that they'd just gone through something. And that everybody had achieved something in their own way. And we were all celebrating that. And I could see myself a bit, as I said, being part of this team that helped make that happen. And you know, being part of the organization, making sure things were running smoothly and kind of helping other people out, being here, being there, which I quite like doing. So it was kind of just envisioning myself being a role that I really enjoy doing, which is always being around people, being supportive, helping, making sure things are running smoothly, and just connecting with many different people who are, like say, like words you used, that are like-minded people that were happy and satisfied and grateful and appreciative, and all the feelings from everybody that was there was of just gratitude and happiness.
Cool. So we already have clues, right? You have a beach, you have events, you have making a difference, you have a role in a team. So there's so many cool things you could put down, and then within each of those, you can use this process for each of them again, right? Which beach? Where is the beach? Is it multiple beaches? Blah, blah, blah. And your intuition will tell you, right? The event, more specific, we can get more specific with it. What team? What is my role? All of these things. What did the people do while they were there? All of that becomes, and so all of a sudden you've got this amazing fleshed out version of the business vision that then allows you to start making it a reality, which we already know just by doing fitness is going to start that process, right? So it's funny for you, as you're talking about that, all I see is, we've talked about this many times, is Outlier Travel, where we want to run, I guess, let's call it a personal and business related or business development travel, where we go to our outlier destinations and we bring back our viewers and our members with us, right?
That's exactly what it felt like, Andrew. It was that being in a retreat area where we've like self-help, self-development, and everybody got, and because what we do is very individualized, that's how also it felt. Each individual had got what they wanted from that retreat. It wasn't like a specific, it was a fitness retreat where everyone, or a meditation or a yoga retreat. It wasn't anything like this. It wasn't super tailored that way. It was just everybody had got something individual from that. And so that felt really great.
Fantastic. And hopefully, obviously, if the viewers meditated along with you as you did this, they would have got their thing out, right? And as you know, with our process, it's specific, it's relevant to everyone, but specific to each person and their own individual situation. So, Kay, thank you so much for that. I guess the one last question that you didn't answer, we already know the feelings. So that was power, achievement, excitement. And then you talked about gratitude and success and empowerment and transformational lows. I chucked a few of those in, but the big one was the learning, right? So from where you were at the start to where you are now, what have you learned about yourself in relation to business vision?
That often when I think about business vision, I look at the smaller detail of the to-do list that I need to do, maybe in the very short term, rather than the grander vision of what we want to achieve. Like I said, we've spoke about this before, about the outlier travel and things, but I'm more looking at, okay, what are the mechanics of that needs to be done first before we get there. So actually seeing it and feeling it as a reality was a key thing that I just took from that, and really seeing, that is a possibility, and I can do that, and I can be part of that team, and we can do that. It's a reality.
What's also interesting to me, right, if you think about the old way of doing the to-do list, the things you think you should do versus what your intuition says it wants you to do, which is fitness, which one feels better?
Definitely fitness.
So again, sorry, Kay, go.
Because I also know that when I feel physically fit and I feel healthy, I feel, like I said before, I'm more motivated, I'm more energized, I'm more productive, because I then schedule time in to get my workout done, or, like I feel like I want to be moving, and also that's work as well. Like I want to move, but when my body isn't as physically fit as I like it to be, there's more lethargy and a bit more laziness and everything that comes with it, and that's the mind as well. So I think keeping the body physically fit also keeps the mind fit too.
Yeah, so we talked about that earlier, and I haven't got to that yet for the viewers' sake, but if your ideal vision already exists, and the fastest way to achieve it is to see it in your mind with absolute clarity and feel it in your body with absolute certainty, the reason we do that is because so every emotion has a vibration, right? And our ideal reality, our outlier reality or vision, has a certain vibration or frequency. So what we are doing by feeling these feelings is matching our vibrational frequency with the same thing. So your body or your intuition is telling you fitness is the thing I need to do initially to start raising my vibration to meeting my business vision. And you've nailed it, because you've said, I feel a lot better, more energized, etc., when I do my training. But when I don't, I feel flatter, more depressed, lethargy, etc. Right? So if you're feeling that, what do you attract more of down here as a vibration in your external reality? So the beautiful thing is your intuition saying, okay, get out, do more fitness. So what you're doing is raising your vibration to the ideal vibration of your ideal business vision. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. I completely agree with that. Yeah, from a metaphysical level and a vibrational level, yeah, I can feel it, and for me, as a personal, I had an accident at the end of December, which stopped my training. And so for the last few months, I haven't been training. And initially that was okay because I still had some fitness, but the last, I've really felt it especially in the last month or so. And now it's like, okay, now it's time. Like I have to get that fitness because I can feel the difference when I don't.
Yeah. And another point there is, like you are really good, right? You're really in tune here. So, but sometimes people doing this for the first time won't necessarily be able to see as clearly as you about what it is. But what I do know is they'll definitely, if I said to anyone, what is your ideal reality? Even if you can't see it, I know they'll be able to feel it. So if you can't see it, guys, at least tune into, if you did have your ideal reality, what would it feel like? Right? That's the first thing. So identify the feelings. Then you will already know in your life what gives you those feelings. So one of them for Kay is fitness. One of them is hanging out with like-minded people. One of them, I'm assuming, Kay, is the beach and being out in nature. Right? Exactly. So for the viewer's sake, it might be playing golf or yoga, going to yoga or singing or playing guitar or whatever. The key then is to do those things as often as you can, so you're feeling that feeling as often as you can. And then by default, your vibration is rising as well, which then eventually will attract to you your ideal vision, whether you can see it or not. So even if you can't see it, don't go, oh, I can't see it, because then you'll get stressed out and you'll start to feel other feelings that then pull you away from your vision. So tune into the feelings that you want to feel as if you had the ideal reality, whether you know what it is or not. Feel them as often as you can by doing the things that you know give you those feelings.
Amazing. If you don't mind me mentioning, Andrew, it just reminds me of a story that you've told me before about your golf getaway as well, when you realized that what you needed to do was go and play golf. And when you did that started your whole golfing business, golf getaway. Absolutely.
So we talk about it a lot, right? But again, I can use that as an example. I'd stopped playing golf. I'd stopped going to the gym. The two things I really enjoy. And my intuition was saying, you need to do more of it, because until you do, I'm going to sabotage your success. So I did. And within 2 weeks, my golf getaway show got picked up by a network, which is unbelievable compared to the 180, 200, 500 things I had on my to-do list that I thought I had to do to get it picked up. And it wasn't about that. It was about going and enjoying myself, doing what I love, and energetically, I just attracted it to me. So extremely profound. We've got many versions of that proof in myself and our clients and everything else. But I guess for today, Kay, business vision, ideal vision, that the summary is it's inside of your body or your room or outside of your room. Tune into it. Kay's was a blue diamond. Tuned in the third eye region. Breathe into it. Feel the feelings associated. By doing that, it then starts to talk to you through visual or impulsive, like feelings or impulses. Feel them as much as you can and watch it unfold. And then take action on the intuition or advice or wisdom that it gives you. And in Kay's case, get back into your fitness. So Kay, enjoy your fitness. It's going to be awesome. Look forward to seeing the vision unfold even more. It's really empowering. If you look at our backdrops, we're on the beach. We've got an awesome fire telling us a great story. We've got 4 people there who are just stoked to be there. We're in the middle of the Fijian sacred islands in Fiji in nature. It's almost a representation of what you're telling me by the looks of things.
Oh, amazing. I didn't realize that as well. It's so fantastic. Oh, it's perfect.
Awesome. So, well, thank you, Kay, for today. As I mentioned earlier, guys, if you want the free version of the meditation, you can go to Unleash Your Inner Outlier lesson or outlier.tv/Unleash Your Inner Outlier lesson, which we'll put below. If you want to join the Unleash Your Inner Outlier program, we'll put the link below for that as well. And again, Ryan, Irvine, Mantaray Island, amazing story. If you want to watch it, it's here. And it was the impetus for today's session. So what can come out of nothing to become something great? Him and Tina are a depiction of that, and just a great story to be able to share as well.
Incredible. Thank you for today, Andrew. That was a really amazing podcast, and yeah, I have some great feelings. So please, everybody, I really recommend you to do the meditation that we just did and the free lesson. Also, please like and subscribe to the channel, and to join our Facebook and Instagram, which are also going to be in the links below. We'd love to connect with you online. And until next week, we'll see you again.